Hey, OC, how did you know that Parsons was going to be able to rush the passer as well as he did? You're the only person I've ever seen to ever say that Micah Parsons could be a put his hand down guy. So I need that question answered.
The OC.
And boss, show me. Man, it's going crazy in the streets. Micah Parsons could be threatened a trade. Oh my God. Oh my.
Like, we must have got a guard. That's the only thing that would have made him do that. That's it.
He know.
He know. Cause he been watching Twitter, man.
Yeah, man, you better be careful you listen to on this one. There's a lot of bad information going out there. It ain't gonna be from me, not Boss Show Me. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And we got some good news. Ooh, this good news too. Trust me. Watch.
My reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I do. Hey.
Boss, show me.
Hey, I will. I promise you. That's what I do. I show you. I don't tell you. I show you. And I got some great news to show you. But trust me, all of this is good. It's going to be spin this bad, but it is good.
Shot it. Fight for, see, that's how to go out. Don't go out, just sit back. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to take Matthew Golden. No, fight for, you wanted physical. You said you wanted physical. Fight for it.
Everything a fight, baby. It's the Dallas Cowboys. I know we wish we was just talking football, but you can't. It's not the environment you live in. So we gotta just live in the bed. We gotta live in the bed. This is our bed. It's the Cowboy bed.
Oh my God.
Somebody else said
It's
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
What in the world? And listen, y'all. This is good, man. See, a lot of people go spin this as bad, but this is good. Also, special shout out to my brother J Tuck, because I saw a lot of people trying to slander him, acting like he was making this stuff up, and they still trying to act like this is not a real report, that Micah could be seeking a trade. I know for a fact that Tuck knew this, but I also know Tuck is somebody that doesn't say everything, especially if it's going to potentially hurt the team. So he'll know it, and he won't say it. Same with me. Being honest, I knew about Turpin. I heard it first thing that morning, but I didn't jump out there. I told the person that told me, I said, I won't be first on this one. I'm gonna let somebody else be first. Because my hope would be that it could go underground. But that ain't how everybody do content. Some people go post your mugshot. You know. They got the views, they got the clicks, you know. Cool. That ain't how some of us move in the space. But see, let me explain, and I'm gonna be quick on this one. First, it's still 877 pay Micah now. That's a campaign that we've been pushing for a while. 877 pay Micah now. If you feel that, get on your social medias and hit a hashtag with an 877 pay Micah now and at Dallas. Let Dallas know that you want Micah Parsons paid. And they know it. They know it. And he gonna get paid. So let me first explain why this is good news. There's some people go try to act like this is the end. It's likely not the end. Especially when you really know the history of your Dallas Cowboys. when you really know the history of your Dallas Cowboys, the truth is Dallas respect tough people. They don't respect the nice guys. So let me show this. This came from my sister Star. She's a fantastic content creator. She said, and it's true, she said, being a nice guy doesn't get you paid fast, and being an asshole doesn't get you paid fast. Jerry pays all his big money, reset the market, contract starts in August and September. There's no way around it unless you take a team-friendly deal, bad deal. It's only one part about that that's not quite right. Tank did get a top deal because he was an asshole. He got paid first too, and early. But she also right that he was team friendly. She right on that. But Tank did get first. He got paid first because he was an asshole. Remember, he was using his shoulder as leverage. Remember that? Where he said he not gonna sign a contract until he get his, he not gonna have the surgery till he have his contract. And they put him over Zeke, Amari Cooper, and Dak. He got paid first. So when I'm looking at this stuff, the truth is, being all the way truthful on this, it's when you a bad guy that you get taken serious. So a lot of people go look at this because Micah is now trying to increase the pressure with the threat of a trade. What he likely trying to do is he trying to force them to the table. The Dallas Cowboys like this because it's publicity. Pretty much everybody winning on the business side, but the football operation is losing on the football side. Because as long as they have these drawn out negotiations, you not only hurting Micah from his training that he needs to be prepared for the season, but you also hurting Steele. You also hurting those tackles that need to get the reps to get ready for the season. So this fight on the football side is hurting Dallas on football wise, but Dallas publicity wise is making a lot of money. And they gonna make money off this. So be careful who you listen to, man, because people gonna be all over the place with this, very sloppy with this. It's a lot of very sloppy content creators out here. They sloppy. They throw stuff at the wall. They don't do real research, and they never show you nothing. It's just all opinions and feelings. So, but yeah, I'm proud of Micah. This is something that I'm glad that he knows how to do business. This is how to do business in Dallas. This is how other teams had to do business. Taylor had to do this with the Colts. He had to threaten a trade. The main thing that I like about this also is that Dallas like to treat everybody like y'all don't want to go nowhere else, and that you're not willing to go nowhere else. So I'm glad one of our stars are finally showing the Cowboys that, man, it's all right for you to send me off. I'm cool with that. And I'm publicly cool with that. Matter of fact, yeah, get me up out of here. Yeah, I'm sick of it. Yeah, that's good. Dallas needs that. We need that. Because our stars usually don't come back and push like this. And see, it's a lot of bad information going around, like on Diggs. It's a whole lot of bad information going out there. Like, most people out there don't acknowledge the dilemma of what's going on, like the real dilemma. So over here, I'm going to show you the real dilemma. I'm not going to fake it. I'm going to show you the real dilemma. And most people not talking about that. And matter of fact, most people very surface as they're discussing this. They're one-dimensional. They saying stuff like Diggs should have honored his contract. It's like, do we not know that there's a CBA contract as well? See, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the CBA gives players a right to do what they need to do when they have these disputes with owners. The CBA agreement is what supersedes even the individual contract. Let me give you a perfect example. The CBA already has it in writing that if you outperform your contract as a rookie, it's within your right to hold out to get a better contract. It's within your right. So this is where a lot of people are being very disingenuous and not telling the whole story when it comes to Diggs. This is where they're being very disingenuous. They making it seem like, hey, he just should have just followed his boss. He should have just, he should have just reported because the contract said we want you to report or we go fine you. See, but they are leaving out the medical history of the training staff. They are leaving out that it's public information that the Dallas Cowboys got a C grade in their training department. And they was graded 31 out of 32 teams. And on top of that, 60% of their own players, this is public information, has publicly stated that the Dallas Cowboys need more staffing. So people that's talking about Diggs and putting on the pom-poms for front office, they not discussing that part. They not discussing that Diggs was in an actual lose-lose situation. That, yeah, he was in a lose-lose situation. What do you mean he was in a lose-lose situation? Okay, this is the lose-lose situation. That basically you can do what your boss said and go into a badly graded training staff, or you can go do what's best for you and your preparation and then be scrutinized in the public. It was no way for him to win. No way. So, and then I'm trying to explain to people, he could have been like Revel. See, what was Jerry and them saying? Just what was front office saying? Oh, we expect Revel to be out there within 2 weeks. They were saying that after he was obviously gimping around. Now, this is the same people, they like, respect your bosses and win your ownership and don't speak against your ownership and that. What? They wrong for speaking up against the ownership. See, listen, bro, we got to stop all that kiss ass content. We got to stop all that suck up ass content. Like you got to do what your ownership say. No, you don't. You don't. And then this is what they don't say. Diggs and Micah are responding to Jerry and them. They not going out there talking about ownership because they just decided to or elected to. They are pushing back at the smearing from front office. It just let me know, man. It make me look at some people sideways. Like, what you doing? Like, why you talking like that? Like, why you pretending to be stupid like that? Do some of y'all want a job? Y'all trying to get a job with front office? I don't know what you doing, but it's just weird to me because it's like, and they try to accuse us of being front office haters, and it's like, no, actually, we love front office, and love is gonna hold front office accountable. They not gonna give them a pass and give them excuses for all the toxic stuff that they do. That's what you do when you really love your team and you trying to win. See, I could accuse some of them of the same stuff. Y'all hate your players. Yeah, y'all hate your best players because that's who you go at the most. You go at your players. Something is very wrong with you when your leadership has only gotten you 4 playoff wins in 30 years, but we always focusing on the players. You not focusing on the leadership that been in place for 30 years. You hold them with no accountability. Come on, man. So if we gonna really talk about this stuff, we gotta talk about this stuff, to me, in a measured way. We gotta talk about this stuff to where everybody's held accountable, not just one, So let me show that again. I said Diggs was in a lose-lose situation. This is true. Diggs was in a lose-lose. Diggs' option was obey bosses, pushing them to an understaffed training room, or face public scrutiny. That was his options. So, nah, man, it's, I don't know what to say about some of this stuff, man. And I disagree with some of the stuff that's out here. Like even my boy Foots, we was talking today. The thing I like about Foots is even if Foots disagree, he gonna do it in a respectful way. So he said CD looks like the best player in NFL. Pickens and Dak look like they're finding a rhythm. There's honestly no need to feed into non-football drama when the football looks this good. And I responded, the non-football drama is what is sabotaging the Dallas Cowboys, especially our guys' philosophy and self-made distractions. We have to walk and chew gum. Yes, discuss talent, but also challenge the Dallas Cowboys front office to do better when it's justified. Key is when it's justified. We're not talking about being people that just attack front office all the time and by instinct. That is not the way to really try to solve problems, right? You don't want to be that person that plays the front office card every time something goes wrong. There's a true possibility that the agent is the problem with the Micah Parsons, Jerry, and Steven dilemma. And since that's a true possibility, that ain't something you're supposed to just instinctually throw at front office. And I'm going to admit that I made that mistake before. But I'm also honest enough to say when, I did my research and I looked into it deeper, it was like, nah, the agent actually could be involved with the schism and a stalemate. So everything is not front office fault. But when it's justified, we have to be willing to talk about it. And this causes us to have issues on winning. It does. So to me, it's not about just going after the players. It's about going after whatever is in the way. It could be a player. It could be Diggs. It could be Micah. It could be front office. But whoever it is, if the evidence start coming out that is one or the other, then we have to openly and with integrity talk about it. To put pressure on the right people so that the deal can get done or the right things can be done. But the best news is that this is actually good news. People go kind of make a big deal out of this, but it's Micah, even if he publicly seek a trade, that's good because that's pressure. And Jerry and them not gonna mind. They not gonna mind. They like it when you tough. They do. Let me give you an example. Everybody remember the story. And then D.A. Lee said, I'm looking at y'all comments. I can't show it right now, but I'm seeing y'all comments. And I see a super chat. My boy Smoke One for you say, this is what it is now, boss. We know what's next. Not necessarily, bro. It don't necessarily mean that Diggs is gone. It don't mean Micah is gone. Jerry and them like it when you tough. They respect you more when you tough. They do. They respect you more when you tough. Do y'all remember the story of Romo when they was trying to get up on Romo and him and Parcells put him in a little bitty room? They had him so close that their knees was touching and they was trying to force him to sign a contract and they were trying to put pressure on him. And Romo sat back there with all that pressure and he looked at that contract. He said, nah, that number is not a number that respects me. You got to show me that you committed to me and come back with something much higher that really shows that you committed to me. They immediately turned around, got a way better contract. And then this is what they said from that. They said, we got our franchise quarterback. They didn't say that from his play. They said that because they said he was tough. He was tough and he knew how to fight. Jerry didn't respect fighters, brother. That's who they respect. They respect you when you're tough. Yeah, they respect you when you're tough. When you fight for it, when you know you work. Yeah. See, when you take them team-friendly deals, I don't think they respect you. When you just take it, that to me is a signal of do you really believe in your talents or not. So I just wanted to give y'all that. Because trust me, a lot of people go run with this Micah situation and they go get it wrong. They getting it wrong. Some people trying to act like it's fake. It's not fake. It's not fake. I know it for a fact it ain't fake. Because I was talking to Tuck last night. He told me this was coming. He said it's coming in the morning. He told me this last night. I ain't say nothing. He ain't say nothing. We sat back. We ain't say nothing. So if somebody told you early that this is coming, that mean that Tuck got great sources. I'm being honest. Yeah. Now we didn't jump out there to be Micah getting ready to hold that. Tuck knew a long time ago that Diggs scrubbed his Instagram from social media. I mean, Dallas Cowboys. We talked about it, but guess what? We didn't post it. Once again, we was like, hopefully nobody see it, but people go see it, and because they always thirsty to be first, somebody go post it, and sure enough, somebody posted it, just like they posted it, the mug shot. And these same cats that say they fans, you be like, bro, man, get out of here, bro. Y'all trying to grow, bro. Y'all trying to get jobs, bro. Y'all ain't real fans, bro. Stop the cap. Hold on real quick. I got another super chat. My boy Smoke one for you. Say, Tank did the same thing, big bro. Remember he played hardball? Yeah, bro. This is how you win in Dallas, bro. This is how you win. This is actually how you get paid in Dallas. So I'm not freaking out. I'm not even freaking out on Diggs. I'm not freaking out on that. You know, the main thing that I want is I want Diggs to hit the field. Once Diggs hit the field, I think he gonna shut up all the noise. I do. I don't think y'all really did a real good job of a psychoanalysis on Diggs. Diggs has shown year in and year out that whatever you challenge him on, he takes it personal and he becomes determined to shut you up. The best thing to do at Diggs is to be honest on his weaknesses, because when he hears it, he works on it. Everything we've ever criticized him on, he's turned around and fixed it in one offseason. Everything. They lied on him and said he gave up 1,000 yards in coverage and he was just an interception guy. He wasn't all that, which was a lie. He turned around and become even more shut down the year before. So now we want to try to talk about his tackling, which I will say in the early parts of last year, I wouldn't say he struggled at tackling. If I'm being honest on the specifics, he struggled on keeping containment. That's why they was attacking him and Carson on the edges. So when you're trying to keep containment, you got to keep your outside arm free to bounce everything inside to your help. That was his real struggle, not tackling. So y'all be just making shit up, bro. So, you know, so yeah, just be careful, man. Beware of what you're listening to, because I'm telling y'all, I know a lot of my content creator brothers and sisters, some of them don't mean no harm. They don't. They just sloppy, some of them, you know. And sometimes we just see things different. But it's like, nah, bro, when I present you and show you facts, I'm not trying to hear no we see this different, bro. I gave you the facts, bro. It ain't no way to see a fact different. You ignoring the fact because you want to stick with your narrative. Yeah, after somebody show you, now I understand us being on different pages, but after I show you the CBA, after I show you the grades of the Dallas training staff, after I show you what the players are saying and what James Slater came out with about an anonymous player talking about that we need more staff, and you still ripping Diggs and not acknowledging that he was in a lose-lose, then likely you just a front office Seco fan. You somebody that just go side with the Cowboys because it makes you feel good. You want to just hope. And I don't do content like that. I don't do problem solving like that. I don't hope out of problems. You got to attack your problems. And you gotta be honest on what the real problems are, or you not go solve them. It's just what it is. So, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but obviously because all this drama is breaking out, it's gonna force us to talk about it. It's unfortunate, but it's true. It's just, it is. This is what Vach said, and it's true. He said, honestly, I'd rather talk about 4, 88, and 3. Look at practice. I hate that nonsense always has to flood the timeline. And we all do. I swear we do. And I said, from his statement, it is sad. We all rather talk football, but can't. Worse, Brian is doing great football and should be all the discussion. But at the same time, we are Cowboy supporters, and this is the bed. This is the bed. This is the team we have elected to support. And because we support this team, that comes with supporting this team. It's just what it is. So I'm not of the opinion that we should just talk football in the midst of distraction. I think you should also address the distraction and talk football. Sadly, we are having to discuss both, but we also should discuss both, because to ignore the toxicity of front office and just focus on the talent is not serious about trying to solve all the problems that could be in the way. So that's why what I'm getting ready to talk about now is the best news of all. Matter of fact, let me change the vibe. Because I've been waiting. And see, listen, that Micah stuff was good news. Don't let nobody tell you it's bad. It's good. You want to see pressure. You want to see that, because that actually gets our front office to move. So let's be on the right side of that. But I've been waiting on this day. I've been waiting on this for over 10 years. What I'm getting ready to tell y'all, and this is great news, y'all. I really, really want y'all to lock in on what I'm really getting ready to say. Anybody that follows my content knows that, yes, I do walk and chew bubblegum. I'm not somebody that just focus on talent and X's and O's. I'm a strong voice for culture, for fairness, for morale, stuff like that. So let me show you, give you an example, and I'm gonna show you why this is so important, y'all. Listen, it's some good stuff going on right now. So let me show you, because we go bring that back. We go bring that back, showing you. So this has been since February 15th, penned. Me against the Our Guys philosophy. Okay. So, and I was listening to Brian, and Brian set up in the off season. Lou said it best. He put like a force field and a shield against the Our Guys philosophy. And if you don't know what that is, that's where the Dallas Cowboys intentionally favor their drafted guys. And they don't do it for nefarious reasons. They do that because they trying to keep within a budget. But it breaks down morale, right? And so when I was listening to Brian, he was talking good. He was, and he built up a big force field against the Our Guys philosophy. He made basically competition the centerpiece of his offseason and the central theme of the team. Compete every day. But see, talk is cheap, right? Because you got to show me. I got to see, can you actually push through the wall of the Our Guys philosophy? So I've done multiple shows on this over and for years. And I said before training camp started, I said the most important thing to watch was protecting Brian's culture of competition. This was before training camp started. Then as training camp got going, I started noticing that he was still hitting all the right notes. So if you on the physical training camp, he was hitting those notes. If you wanted our guys demolished, he was hitting those notes. If you wanted a lot of motions, he's hitting those notes. But again, talk was cheap. This was him talking.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. You had said back at the league meetings that no jobs are being handed out. You have the compete every day mantra. How competitive do you expect this camp to be compared to years past?
Well, hopefully it's the most competitive practice that I've been around. Otherwise, I'd be disappointed in my messaging and getting that across to the guys. I think what makes it, Nick, that competitive is the pieces that we've added. You know, you look at our roster from top to bottom, and we've filled in a lot of blanks. I mean, we've added some really good football players, and through free agency, through getting our guys back. And then, of course, the fact that that's the mantra and the mindset is we're going to compete in everything that we do.
Yep. That's the talk. Is it the action?
I would be very, very disappointed if it was an extremely competitive deal. We're going to move guys around. That's part of playing the game. You know, no one should be given a spot. You know, we need to push Dak. We need to push Tyler Booker. You know, there's guys like that, you know, people think, well, he's enshrined in that spot. Yeah, I mean, he's got the lead, but he's not been named the starter yet. We got a shit ton of football to play before we make any final decisions.
And see, that was the note I was waiting on. I was waiting. Are you going to stay strong on that? Are you going to stay strong on that? I hear you talking. I hear you set up the competition. I know the ping pong. I know you. But are you going to stay strong on that in the midst of training camp when it's supposed to be all about competition? And I'm here to report that it looks like the answer is yes. This came from Talking Cowboys. Shout out to Isaiah's stand back. Because he led this conversation. I hit him up this morning and I thanked him for it. I was like, man, you hit it on the head. And he replied, man, no problem, my brother. You know, and I'm not acting like we just cool like that. He's in the intro, but he ain't like my best friend. I ain't capping like that. He's somebody I have his phone number, and occasionally I might reach out to him, right? So, but he led this, and just listen. This is great news, y'all. This is what we needed. Everything ain't bad. There are certain things that's good. So for those who think we just negative all the time, that's a lie. People just say that because they trying to point us in a certain narrative, but no, listen.
And hopefully that'll help you when you get to the season. Yeah. You've been in training camps with guys that mentored Brian Schottenheimer. Mm-hmm. Pete Carroll specifically is one that comes to mind, and he's talked a lot about his influence from Pete Carroll and the way that he's kind of been around it. How much have you seen from training camp so far in the weeks that you've been out here that has relayed to what Pete Carroll once did during his time with the Seahawks?
Yeah, it's really, from what I can understand, it's a copy and paste. And that's not something bad. That means that Coach Schottenheimer looks up to Coach Carroll. You know, Coach Carroll has had a lot of success in his career.
That boy say copy and paste.
About the collegiate and professional ranks. Obviously, he's back in it now with the Raiders. So I would imagine that they're doing very similar things. Yeah, but I mean, it's about energy. It's about competition.
So he naming the copy and paste. It's about energy. It's about competition. So he's still in that mode of explaining how Brian is being similar to Pete culturally, right? So he was like, it's about energy. Pete was like that. It's about competition. Pete was like that. Listen.
Real competition.
Mm-hmm. Hope.
When I say real competition, let's keep it 100. In this professional setting, a lot of times you can do really good things if you're a number 2 or number 3 guy, but it doesn't really matter because you're never going to get that number 1 spot. And you never, even though you might have the best week, they're not going to pat you on your back and say, get in there, go get some reps with the ones, because you're not a 1. Yeah. That is changing here with Shotty. If you have a good week and you're competing and doing your job better than somebody else that's ahead of you on the depth chart, that person's coming out, you're going in. So You get paid for doing well. You know what I'm saying? Like you get the gratification.
You get paid for doing well now. Now you could actually move up now. Now when you perform, you actually are not skipped because we drafted this guy or we paid this guy or this guy was a first round, a second round, a third rounder.
Of, hey, my hard work is paying off, and that is very important for athletes to know that your work is not going without being noticed. So that's changed around here, the energy level.
He said that changed around here. See, listen, don't think that he just talking. It was something. And see, this is why I don't go with the let's just talk football. Let's just keep it about football. We don't have to talk about drama. No, you need to talk about drama because this drama and our guys is in the way.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
That was truly the philosophy before Brian. Let me play it again.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
They said the most important thing. Hold on, we got Lou. My boy say new lineups being posted on the bullet board daily. Lou, don't do us like this. My boy Lou with the super chat. Listen.
Coaches are jumping around. So yeah, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, but
So he keeping it real. A lot of that stuff and the energy stuff ain't authentic, but he like, hey, listen. We gonna start off with this fake ass energy because it's gonna turn into some real energy. He keep it real. Isaiah, man, professional and honest.
You create the culture, you create the environment of positivity. You create the environment of you're blessed to do this. You create the environment that you want to be here and I want to do this. Yeah, my body hurts. Yeah, you're tired. So the heck what? Let's have fun. We're playing a kids game against the best in the world. Let's make the best of this environment.
And to your point, I don't think you were necessarily seeing that over the last 2 seasons. You
wasn't seeing that the last 2 seasons. What was you seeing?
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
That's what you were seeing the last 2 seasons. That's what you were seeing. Matter of fact, the last 10 seasons.
Seeing guys that were working hard and showing it on the field.
You were seeing guys that was working hard and showing it on the field, and what happened?
That weren't necessarily rewarded the very next week after an impressive performance.
Wow. Boss, this is negative, boss. Boss, this is negative. Boss, we need to stick to football. There's no need to talk about drama. Boy, shit. Unless you're trying to win.
There were these arbitrary rules set in. It's like, oh, well, this guy carried the rock for this amount of time.
Arbitrary rules set in.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
And you don't have him replicate that success the next week. I don't think that's the case for this.
And see, that's sad because they was seeing it, but most people wasn't saying it. This is one of the places that say it loud. Boss Cowboy Sports, the entity of Boss Cowboy Sports, the person Boss showed me was saying it loud. The person OC was saying it loud. Like, bro, they got to get rid of that. That our guys is bad for morale. I've been saying that. I used to always say that's why San Fran whoop our ass, because they don't have that philosophy over there. You earn it over there. You can be undrafted over there. You can be Mr. Irrelevant over there and take out Trey Lance over there. And that's why when they show up with the boombox, they whoop ass, because they know everybody earned it. Nobody had it given to them. My boy with the super chat, smoke one for you, say, boss, folks not believing us, Famo. Play that Pete Carroll practice tape, how he can touch practice. It's a mirror image. I got you. I'm gonna have to do that in the future though, bro. I ain't gonna be able to pull it up right now. It's gonna make it too long, but I got you. That's a good idea. I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna do a future video on that, Smoke one. Good job. And Smoke sent that to me, bro. See, we a team. See, Smoke is an executive. You know what I mean? And we work together. Some of y'all send me the clips. I do the content, but y'all do the work. Smoke is a worker.
Team right now. I don't think that's the case for Schottenheimer's staff.
And that really helps your depth chart because
it helps your depth chart. Come on now, clap it up. Come on, take it easy on my back. Take it easy on my back. My boy Henny in the building. Oh man, we got Henny in the building.
Take it easy on my back.
Take it easy on my back, Henny.
I guess that I'm alluding to a lot right now. Tyler Booker, right, comes in here, obviously first round pick, all those things. He gets thrusted in with the ones. Tyler Booker had some rough days early on in camp. So what do they do? Tyler Booker, you're out.
Oh! Sit down. Sit down. And see, y'all think I'm playing with this. I'm dead serious, bro. Listen, I keep receipts. I'm not playing. There's a difference in philosophy. There's a difference. So hold on real quick. Let me show you. Because see, this same conversation came up before, and it was regarding Booker. Okay, and everybody know I was on Booker, but I'm not in love with Booker to where you can't sit your ass down if you're not the best man. I don't give a damn about being right like that. Nah, if Booker is not the best guard, sit your ass down. Period. I ain't got no favorites. But listen, this came up before. Listen.
Nick Harris, over Star Telegram. First one's for Brian. You said in Florida that no jobs are being given out on this team.
You said no job would be given out on this team.
Tyler Booker, is it as easy as throwing him in the right guard competition, or is this kind of a call to the entire offensive line that things could be changed?
Yeah, you know, our motto is compete every day, and that doesn't matter whether you're Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, it doesn't matter.
And just look at the body language of Steve and them. See, they don't like it because he was going against the philosophy that they've been living in for the last 10 years.
You know, that's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
Yeah, see, they used to favoring their drafted guys. They not used to a guy like Brian saying the hell with that. We not doing that.
But when you see the traits that this young man has, he's going to come in, he's going to compete for it. And from every stop, playing in high school, going to IMG, going to Alabama, he's always found his way into the starting lineup. And again, I'm not just excited about the player. I'm extremely excited about the person.
And so then right after that, Jerry came in and threw cold water on it. Listen.
You have to make a decision when you're paying them how they're going to compete for the spot.
Ain't that something? You got to make a decision on how they're going to compete. No, you just let them compete. You don't make a decision on how they're going to compete. No, you just let them compete. Listen at culturally how backwards that is.
So,
and look at Brad. He started twisting on that water bottle, on an empty bottle. That always tripped me out, bro. He tripped me out because he knew Jerry right there was going against his central theme, and he was uncomfortable. So he started doing some nervous energy stuff. He started twisting on the empty water bottle. He go take a swig of no water.
Oh, when you make
it's no water in there.
A commitment of a first round pick, or you make a commitment of a.
Look what he said. When you make a commitment, of a first round pick. Look.
Commitment of a first round pick.
So that means that Booker, when you make a commitment to Booker or somebody like a Booker, listen.
Or you make a commitment of a certain salary, you do want competition.
But, which is gonna exclude everything else.
Okay, but you're betting the house that you've got your winner in any kind of competition out there. Just logic.
He said that's just logic. That's anti-Bryant, and that was.
You know, that's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
And see, y'all think I'm lying. I'm definitely not lying on this. See, look at the difference on how they handled Tyler Guyton. Look at how they handled Booker, and look what they did last year. Listen to how they talked about Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe. Look.
Makes it difficult to keep Biotic. It makes it difficult to keep Powell.
This last year, listen.
And we just got a draft. I mean, we think we drafted two great prospects in Guyton and Beebe. And I think they'll step in and they'll do a great job. Our history says that we've drafted well, and I think they'll both step up. You hate to lose a Pollard, you hate to lose a Biotic, but, you know, that's the nature of this business.
Notice when Jerry and Steven talk, they always declare the end even from the beginning. They declare the end. They're going to step up. They was already talking about the drafted guys. They're going to step up. Well, what if you was a free agent that was competing against them? How would you feel if you sitting there and you feeling like I could take his job? He got the first round, but I'm better than him. And you hear the boss say they're going to step up, basically not even acknowledging that you exist in this competition. How would you feel? Notice that even this year, they declared the end from the beginning.
One guy I'll point out, and he's probably going to go with ones.
Look, he probably go with the ones. Look, listen.
One guy I'll point out, and he's probably going to go with ones, till we get Tyler back, is Nate Thomas. He's having a really good camp for us. He's exceeded expectations. He's serious-minded about what he's doing out there, and the coaches are really liking what he's doing out there. So, we do feel like we've got some good players there that can certainly do the job.
See, notice he's going to probably be the one until Tyler Guyton get back. What about the competition? Why do Steven and Jerry love to declare the end from the beginning? Like, we ain't had training camp. We ain't had none of the competitive things that's supposed to truly set who the starter is, but they already declared who likely the left tackle go be even before the competition is over with.
One guy I'll point out, and he's probably going to go with ones, till we get Tyler back, is Nate Thomas.
See, ain't that something? He probably go with the ones before Tyler is back. No, man, just sit back. Let Brian cook, please.
That's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
You're going to the twos, player.
Yeah.
You got to work your way back into it. You don't just receive. Player. You got to have to earn your spot.
So he was talking about Booker right there. When Booker was struggling, they sent him to the twos, player.
Here, obviously, first round pick, all those things. He gets thrusted in with the ones. Tyler Booker had some rough days early on in camp. So what do they do? Tyler Booker, you're out. You're going to the twos, player.
Yeah. I love Isaiah. Talk that talk.
You got to work your way back into it. You don't just receive. Player. You got to have to earn your spot. So hey, I don't remember who took his spot.
Rob Jones.
Yeah, Rob Jones. Yeah, that's right. Rob Jones took a spot. Unfortunately, he's out right now. But Rob Jones came in and was applying pressure.
Yeah.
But what did you see after practice? Rob Jones working with Tyler Booker.
Exactly.
This breeds competition. Everybody gets better when it's true competition.
When it's true, notice he stressed true competition. When it's true,
that's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
Not that bullshit. True competition.
One of the reasons why I stepped away from the league is because it started becoming about guys being slotted.
So, boss, when you say it's bad for morale, you're just talking. You're just a YouTuber. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, don't listen to me. Listen to a guy who actually played in the NFL, and he literally talked about one of the main reasons he stepped away from the NFL. Let's listen again.
He's out right now, but Rob Jones came in and was applying pressure.
Yeah.
But what did you see after practice? Rob Jones working with Tyler Booker.
Exactly.
This breeds competition. Everybody gets better when it's true competition. One of the reasons why I stepped away from the league is because it started becoming about guys being slotted.
That's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
Started becoming about relationships with coaches.
That's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
And if I'm performing better than you, I should get rewarded for that.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
Right? And that wasn't the case. And I was tired of it. I got to the point where I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter what I do anymore, because I'm never going to get that spot.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
My boss say, boss, Nate Thomas is a unit, bro. I can't even lie. Yeah, I ain't saying he not. I'm just not for declaring the end before the competition is over with. That's all I'm saying, Smoke. Shit, he might be that dude, but let's not throw away awesome riches yet. Let's not throw away them free agents yet until they perform in preseason under the lights. I want to see you in the joint practices. Yeah, I'm cool with you with 3 padded days having good days, but that's not it. I need to see you under the lights before I declare the end. We like to declare the end from the beginning, and it shouldn't be that way in, like he said, a true competition.
Right, I don't have that paycheck. I'm not getting that spot.
That draft
so what the
pick.
Heck, what's the point of doing it?
He said that draft pick. Yeah, that draft pick.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
Yeah.
Right. So like, what's the point? That's not the case here.
Now imagine that it drove a guy that had his dream job out the league. It wasn't his ability. It was the politics. It was the bad morale that drove Isaiah Stanback out the league. But boss, it's not important. We should just focus on football discussions. We should not be spending no time on drama. Okay, well, this is the results. If you decide that you just want to spend all your time talking about just how good things are and how good this player is and how good this combination is and all this, okay, fine. You are also ignoring the hidden cancer that's killing us.
And that trickles all the way down to the lowest man on the totem pole.
It trickles down? Really? Could you please explain?
And that creates this culture of everybody can get it. Everybody can contribute. If you're doing something positive, we will see you and we will put you in a position to help this team be successful.
And to that point, it is in fact permeating throughout the locker room already.
Patrick finna cook. Watch Patrick cook.
When you hear guys like Donovan Ezraku, a rookie who has no knowledge of the league until this training camp, comes in and starts talking about how he's going toe for toe verbally and on the field with Dante Fowler, the defensive ends room. They've established a point system, and he and Dante on a couple plays, they're challenging each other who's going to get to the quarterback first. And Ezraku got to the quarterback first in one particular play in a 2-minute drill, looked at Dante and said, "Where you at?" I asked Dante about it yesterday.
You see what competition does? True competition. You see what true competition does? Everybody start getting better. Everybody start pushing each other.
He smiled and said, young guys got some gas behind them, but guess what? I'm coming as well. And then they both are, after that, they say the same thing, which is this defensive end room can be special. Why? Because every single guy, they believe, every single guy can get after the opposing quarterback. So not only do you have that heightened level of competition that this coaching staff and this culture has started to establish, but you also have the camaraderie between guys. Yeah. You talk about Rob Jones in the moment getting first team reps over the rookie first round pick, but then guess what? Like Isaiah said, after practice, what's Rob Jones doing? He's tutoring Tyler Booker,
the person he's competing with.
Right. So that's what you're seeing. So it does trickle down. It's starting at the top with Schottenheimer, going throughout his assistant coaching staff and his coordinators, and it's being felt in the locker room. I love it.
Yeah. Ooh, we got us a super chat. My boy Chris 214, he say, playing the best man is respecting the football guys, and you will be rewarded for that. Take it easy on my back, bro.
Take it easy on my back. You can't handle the truth. You want answers?
If you want answers, it's what Chris 214 said. Playing the best man is rewarding the football guys, and you will be rewarded for that.
Couple things that we have to hit when we get into the position battles and the way that it works. That's one thing that has stuck out to me in this camp is that you haven't seen in the past. You've seen guys work with guys, but the fact that they're directly competing for the same job.
Oh Lord. My boy Marcus McFarlane with a super chat just said, oh Lord, boss, the defense players are changing their Twitter picture to Micah standing with their brothers. Salute. See, that's why I'm telling y'all got to be careful who y'all listen to. I got to be careful y'all listen to. You got some of these content creators out here, man. I'm telling you, bro. They on some front office sucker ass shit, bro. I'm telling you. They out there, wow, you shouldn't be speaking and standing with Diggs and all of that up against your boss and your owner. Who do you think you are? And you don't see that these guys are rallying together against front office? And that's a good thing. See, some of you content creators, y'all need to go watch the movie what's that baseball movie? Y'all help me out. Where they was trying to sell the baseball team and it pissed off the players because they was trying to sabotage them to sell the team and tank. So they came together and they won it all. That's what's actually happened. No, it's good that they sticking together, bro. See, and I'm gonna tell you, the main people who talk like that company man content, you can look at them and tell they never played, bro. These dudes be having some old flab ass mama arms. You know what I mean? Be looking like that grandmama, them flab ass arms, but you talking culture. You probably wasn't even in a band, bro. It's like, that's the thing about content, man. It's too many people that could get a mic and just start talking, bro. And you have literally no real understanding of what it's like to be in a brotherhood, except your frat. You know, but you don't know what it means to be in a real brotherhood in terms of like warfare type. Yeah.
I've been there, still out
And
there
still working with each
practice.
other.
I know we've mentioned it a couple times, and
It's
that's
important.
That is a huge thing. That's the culture that Brian Schottenheimer's
sure.
talking about.
Yeah.
That is the example of what that means to be a true teammate and be in that situation.
That's camaraderie building, 100%.
Absolutely. And that's the type of stuff. It's not just the energy and the fun that they have in the pads and the props and stuff like that. That is the culture, is what he's doing there. And it's unfortunate that
It's all
it ended
for
up
the
in an
team.
injury.
And I know we got to go to break, but real quick, where that shows up is I now can cheer for No C. If I'm
Notice that Isaiah keep going back to competition. See, Isaiah ain't playing. He talking real culture. He keep going back to competition. Look,
gas in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm Dante Fowler Jr. And there's a big third down that's coming up, and I'm absolutely
Can't
gassed.
get it.
And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I can stay in here, right? Because I really don't have faith in a guy that's gonna come in and do it. You know, that come in behind me to make the play. So I'm gonna stay in here and I'm gonna give it my best. But I know my best isn't gonna do it. Guess what? I'm now more opt and willing to tap myself out the game, to let my guy Donovan Ezraku get in the game and go
And
make the play.
Sam
And I can say, give him a high
Williams
five on the
Yeah.
way by him, like, hey, go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're talking about. Instead of guys then being selfish and just trying to stay in there, because guess what? Yeah, those other guys never really got the reps, or I don't believe in those guys. Now I'm willing to step out, right, and let somebody else go get it.
Or I
because
need a new
collectively-
contract. Like Dante, he's on a 1-year deal.
It's all
Still
about
sitting
winning.
here coaching guys up.
All about winning. And hey, that might be the situation at the running back room as well. When we come back, offensive line affecting the
Major League 2. That's the movie. Major League 2. Y'all need to go watch that movie, bro. Some of y'all need to go watch that movie. So, obviously, man, this is a great day for me. You know, the drama that's going on with Micah and the drama that's going on with Diggs is not going to get in the way of what's most important to me. What's most important to me is the culture of competition and defeating and drowning the Our Guys philosophy. Our Guys is super toxic, y'all. And listen, let me just challenge these content creators. Some of y'all not go do it because I already know, and I watch how some of y'all move. You profit off positivity. You profit off the opioid drug. So it's almost just like a drug dealer. They not coming to you to pay for it because it's a good product. They coming to you because they feel like they need it, and you taking advantage of them. That's what some of these content creators doing. They know a lot of fans need positivity, right? And a lot of people can't handle basic truth, right? Where you start telling them things that could be in the way of our championship, they don't want to hear it. So now we have a bunch of content creators and writers that will pander to that. They will pander to it. So they don't want to have the hard conversations. When front office tripping, they not go talk about it. They not. They rather stay away from that, right? Because it doesn't help me grow. When most of the fans want to be lied to, it's profitable to lie to them. Let me say that again.
You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
When most of the fans want to be lied to, guess what? It's profitable to lie to them. And sadly, we got people who know that and go cater to that. They go pander to it. So when you have people like Tuck, you got people like me, different people, Lou, I can name so many people, Henny, so many different people, landlords, so many different people, I can keep going over and over, who will say the hard things that this team need to do to get better. Then, you know, you're not catering to the casual fan who just want to hear, we're going to the Super Bowl. We are getting ready to win it all. Hey, everything is going good. Just look at the connection between Pickens and Dak and look at CD. Hey, don't talk about that drama. No need to. For what? Even though that same drama, if you pick them, you got to play them.
You know, that's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
That same drama drove Isaiah Stanback out the league. Now we getting proof that somebody that came in with a true culture of competition that is not only affecting the highest level, that it's filtering down to the whole bottom of the roster, to where now you got people like Nate who feel like, I'm not going to be ignored. That if I put in the work in the offseason and I earned it, I will be rewarded here. We're finally like San Fran, where if you're Purdy and you was the last person on the totem pole and you was picked last in the draft, guess what? If I ball out in preseason, I can take out that first round draft choice named Trey Lance. That's the new environment. And he is now starting to show me. Because see, he was hitting the notes. I talked about it. He was talking good. But this was the test. The test was what's going to happen when it's really time to decide, is Booker the guy? What's going to really decide if Donovan is truly out balling? What if Sam Williams is really truly the best? What if? What if? Yeah. So anyway, hold on. We got us another super chat. My boy Landlord. He say, salute boss in chat. That's why a lot of the real ones suffer and considering to leave the space, bro. Being real is not profitable here. Hey, bro. Sadly, what Landlord said is true. I know that for a fact. I know for a fact that a whole lot of your best content creators are considering leaving because they watching the space and they watching who the fans reward. So it's disheartening to be a receipt, prove it, factual content creator that says the hard truths to win. And then you see people in masses and droves run to be lied to, that'll go to channels that's just giving them sugar content and positive pampers, and then they'll be growing because they just exaggerating. Everything is good. It was nothing wrong with the Ferg signing. Nothing. Everything was fine. Even though that signing was a spit in the face of competition, they not gonna say that. They go just highlight, hey man, Ferg, you know, good player. They go just talk about the good, because there's so many fans that just want to hear that. So, and they don't sub to you, they don't super chat. It's a lot of it. I'm telling you, a lot of fans want to be lied to. It's true. I know that from being in the space. It's so many times, bro, I done showed receipts of me telling the truth and I was telling hard truths. And instead of people saying, damn, Boss was telling me it wasn't popular, but Boss was telling the truth, let me go sub. Nah. Like people like MJ, he one of the worst. Because see, every offseason he was calling in about all this optimism. And I'm saying, bro, listen, I hear you. I know you optimistic about the one text and shit like that, bro, and these young guys, but historically, bro, it don't work. They need to get serious. Oh, boss, I don't like people like you, cause then you want to take credit for 12-5, but you want to be negative right now. Nah, bro, I'm just being honest, bro. Like, come on, bro. We can't depend on no damn young one tech. Now that it's film out there, them boys getting blown off the ball. Where he at? Where he at? See, instead of coming in and saying, damn, boss, you was right, bro. You was telling us the whole time that we need to get them shoes, bro. You was telling us. Now they got all this film, and they got all this stuff about Mozzie becoming a 3-tech, and it looked like it ain't working. Boss, we should have listened to you. We should have been rocking with you this whole time. I should have been championing that campaign with you. Nah, you ran over there and you went to that liar ass dude who was telling you that we was okay. Who was telling you that Jay getting ready to be an instant impact. Yeah, because that's what y'all want to hear. So, yeah, nah, it's true, man. It's true what Landlord said. It's a lot of your best content creators like, bro, I'm getting out the space because these cats don't even want to hear the truth. My boy said, unlucky. He optimistic. He tripping on you, boss. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. But it's true, though, man. Some of your best go lead a space. I'm telling you. Some of your best go lead because it's like, bruh, I'm not going to keep giving y'all proof, facts, documentation, showing you proof, evidence of how stuff is crashing us. And then y'all go reward liars. You go reward people that's just feeding you sugar. Them people literally sabotage your team and y'all trust them anyway. So, unlucky. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. And then about Ty Church said, no, bro, I need y'all seriously. Yeah. The real know. The real know the real, but the problem is too many people don't know the real. Being honest. There's too many people don't know the real. It's too many people that'll reward people that'll post a mug shot of Turpin and be the first to post it. Me and Tuck knew about it. And when Cass called me and told me, I told the source, I'm not gonna be first on that, bro. I told him straight up, I said, I'm not gonna be first on that. I'm not reporting none on Turk, nothing. I said, no, I want that to go underground. I want it to be, no, content creators posted that shit. It's content creators that posted Diggs wiped his social medias. Content creators. It wasn't old media. It was us that's jumping out there with the mess first. But then they'll say, go Cowboys. Nah, bro. All money ain't good money. And I know for a fact, I'm telling you, I know Tuck knew about Micah coming out with this trade stuff. I was talking to Tuck last night. And Tuck was like, bro, I ain't gonna say nothing. I was like, yeah, don't say nothing, bro. Don't say nothing. Let's just see what happens. If they put it out, fine. Tuck didn't run out there like an opportunist, like Micah Parsons could be considering holding out. Nah, he sat back. He sat back like a man, like, let me chill. Let me just chill on that. I ain't gonna put that out there. It's so, I'm telling you, it's so much Tuck knew. I'm telling you, so much. I know about 7 different things that Tuck knew way before it came out, and he ain't say nothing. He knew about that Kelvin Joseph before it came out. He knew about that 3 days before 3 days. That shooting in Deep Ellum, Tuck knew about that. And see, let me tell old media something. Y'all need to stop the cap like y'all the only one got sources. Y'all need to stop disrespecting my brother. Because a lot of people tried to come out like he was just talking. And to be honest, a lot of y'all should have learned already from watching Tuck and Vach and Aisha and others that y'all really tripping, bro. If y'all can't see that new media got the skills to do the job of journalists, you trying to act like you don't see it. You can't watch certain people with certain skills and not have an easy vision that they have the skills to do the job. You can't watch the excellent presentation of Sky and the attention of details of a Sky and then just not have in your mind that there's no way he could be a journalist, a professional, high-paid journalist. It's no way. If you finally gave Vach a chance and he out there showing out, killing it, professional as hell, accurate as hell, integrity with the shit. Don't give Tuck a paycheck to do this. Don't give Boss a paycheck, a big paycheck to do this. If this is what we doing, self-funded, what you think we gonna do if y'all fund us? But the question is, do we want y'all funding? Because see, sometimes when you take funding, that comes with your voice. That's why you got to look behind sometimes who are the sponsors and supporters of some of these channels. Because that'll also tell you why they tap dancing. I got another super chat from Rodney. He say, boss, front office is butthurt. A real team culture is being created and are scrambling to regain control. Yeah, Rodney. To me, that's why we got to just keep the pressure up, big dog. We got to keep the pressure up. We do. And I told Tuck today, I say, bro, you cannot retire, dog. You just can't. You can't. Now, if anything, take some time off, focus on your money, focus on other things that's going to be more profitable for you. Yes, a lot of the fans can't handle the truth. That's true.
You can't handle the truth.
But Tuck has built so many strong relationships and so many quality inside sources. Jay Glazer can't leave the space. I'm sorry. Jay Glazer cannot leave the space. I'm sorry. Now, you might do less, but you can't stop, bro. This is exactly what I told you. No, you might do less, you might not do as much, but you can't stop. Sorry. Let me say it like this. We not talented like you, bro. There are certain things that you have a special talent and a special training for that we don't have. See, when you come from a position like Tuck, where you are a VP of a company, where you had to work your way up, you have the corporate skills when you had that type of experience, but you also have the ability to build high-level relationships because you had to do that for big investment dollars. So if you build relationships like he did on a professional level, it's no reason to not understand on why Tuck is great at building relationships when it's not even about money. It's because he has a skill set that has been honed for years professionally, that he is also adding to this space that, just to be honest, 99% of people in the space don't have. So just like me, I've honed in skill sets from my professional work, right? Years and years of being a top salesperson, right? And leading businesses and consulting businesses like that. So now I can, from my skill sets, I interpret and read tea leaves better than 99% of people in the space. That's my gift to the space. My observation and my listening skills, my ability to be able to dissect what's true and what's not. That's what I bring to the space. But a lot of times those things are unappreciated. It really is. So, but I just wanted to go back to the real. And the real is this, and I'm gonna sum all of this up, change the vibe up a little bit. Let me change the vibe. You know I gotta change the vibe. This stuff seemed bad, but it's good. This stuff seemed bad, but it's good. I'm glad Micah Parsons has put down a pistol and picked up the AK. I'm glad. Yeah. It's gonna be some people that's gonna do, like, you know, some real suckery type of sycophant, kiss butt content. How dare you talk to your ownership type of stuff like that. I'm a Cowboy fan, so I'm putting the Cowboys first. Bull crap like that. Nah, bro. You putting the Cowboys first when you are 877 pay Micah now. That's putting the Cowboys first. Just automatically slurping on front office is not putting the Cowboys first, bro. See, some of y'all, I could already tell y'all would have went to the Diddy party. Diddy would have invited y'all to the Diddy party. He would have pulled out all that baby oil. Y'all would have just joined in. Because y'all would have felt like you needed to do that for your promotion. And you would have said, well, if I'm going to get that television role, let me go ahead and go take this baby oil and get on down with it. Yep, you can go ahead and film it. You can film it. Yep, film it. See, that's how some people in the content space are, man. They Diddy party boys, man. They'll go to the Diddy party. I promise you. They'll sell the team out for their own advancement. They will. They sure will. But and they exaggerating this whole thing. Micah is doing good by putting pressure on them. And if they decide to trade Micah, then they just goofy. Cause see, y'all cool with publicity as long as y'all spitting on people. As long as y'all throwing people under the bus, y'all cool with publicity. But then when the bus push back, oh, y'all don't want that. And then you got these people that'll go out there and tap dance for this stuff. So you got people that'll tap dance for this stuff. So nah, not me. I'ma express my independence, bro. So I'm glad you're doing this. Likely you are speeding up the talks. Thank God. And I need y'all to be fair on this dig stuff. Y'all not being fair on that, man. Y'all talking all this one-sided stuff like he should have showed up because his boss wanted him there. Y'all ignoring the CBA. Y'all not talking about at all the bad grades of the trainers. None of y'all talking about Revel. None of y'all talking about the Revel in comparison. It's just front office sucking up, and it's disgusting. But in the midst of all of that, which is still good news, because I like to see my players fight back, because it also what the Jones and them like. They like fighters because they winning. They getting major publicity off of this. They like it. They'll take it all day. They gonna take it all day. But in the midst of the drama, like Voss said, I sure wish I didn't have to deal with this drama. I wish we didn't have to deal with this drama, but we do. But in the midst of that, the best news of all is I've been saying, show me. I've been waiting and I've been begging. I've been begging to show me. I've been begging for somebody to show me that they had the chops to go against the Our Guys philosophy. My boy come and say, boss, you got time for phones? I don't, bro. Not today, bro. I'm very crunched for time today. But I'll be back and I'll open up these phones likely tomorrow. And then I'll do a show that's just, oh yeah, D-Shift. It's true what you just said. And them P. Diddy content creators, yeah, they'll never debate me, bro. Never. They would never have a cross-examination against me with them old soft takes. They wouldn't, because they know what would happen. They know what would happen. And guess what? If they was right, I would publicly admit, yeah, you right. You made a great point on that. I didn't see it like that. Thank you. But see, they won't do that. You know, they go talk shit about Diggs in a safe place, but they not go take a counter argument from somebody who also knows how to sift through the details. They just go to their safe place, sit in their computer and talk their shit. P. Diddy content creators. Yep. P. Diddy. Yep. The same ones that'll let them lather up that booty with all that baby oil. Yep. But yeah, I've been begging for what I'm seeing now. I've been begging, I've been fighting for years against the Our Guys philosophy. Because I truly believe that a true, like Isaiah said, true competition is what this team been needing. See, it wasn't true competition when Dan Quinn was trying to get Bobby Wagner. It wasn't true competition. It wasn't. Why? Because we was protecting our guy LVE.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
It wasn't true competition the first time Fowler was here because we was protecting our guy Armstrong.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
It wasn't true competition when we picked Gallup over Amari because Gallup was drafted and Amari was an outside free agent.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
And those are the type of things that likely prevented those 12-5 teams from getting over the hump. Dead serious on that. Y'all notice that Noah didn't get no act here, the former first rounder, but then he went over to Washington and he was their starting nickel. Bobby Wagner didn't get nothing here, but then he go to Washington, they immediately pick him up. And what was our content creators doing? Blaming him for not wanting. They was blaming Dan Quinn, saying Dan Quinn only liked the small linebackers the whole time. Dan Quinn was lobbying and fighting for Bobby Wagner. But our guys got in the way.
That's the most important thing is if you pick them, you got to use them.
Now you got a coach who's fighting back. And the evidence is coming out that as of now, he's winning. Jerry Nim does not like the fact that they drafted Booker and they put him on the bench for Jones because Booker didn't start good. Jerry Nim doesn't like that. Remember, he said, you're betting the farm that you got your guy. Competition my ass. No. Brian went in there like, no, I'm actually finna do it. Get your behind on the bench. You need to show up. I don't care when we drafted you. Which is the exact message the entire team needs to max out. So none of the drama is gonna get in the way of Brian Culture winning the culture attack. He's winning this thing. So I ain't gonna let none of the drama that's going on get in the way of that. Thank God we got us a true leader. Thank God we got somebody who knows how to really, truly build a real culture. This was and is one of my best days. This is the day I've been waiting on. But don't you get it twisted for 1 second. We're going to have to protect this man. He's totally going against a culture that have been set here for years. So yes, Foots, I'm going to deal with the drama, my brother. I'm not going to just talk about CeeDee Lamb and Pickens. No, I'm not. Nah, I'm going to deal with the drama. Because guess what? You got to deal with the drama when you serious about winning. It's your boy Boss Show Me. I showed you. And that's it. Let's go.